All right, good morning. Cody is doing the Kandoo Equine Certification Program, and this is one of her young horses. This is her unbroken horse, Ash, and we just wanted to pop in and say this is Ash's first lesson with T, so we want to discuss what T found and what she needs to work on and what level we're at the moment with Ash. Yeah? Mm-hmm. So.
Well, caught him from the pasture and brought him down for the first time today.
Yep.
Very easy to catch, very friendly. Happy to go along. Brought him in to put him in the round pen to see where we're at.
Yep.
He has been in a round pen, seems like, and he was comfortable until he wasn't.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So what he started to do, he has learned some very basic inside and outside turns, but he was having a lot of trouble traveling around to the left, and he always wanted to sort of rear and spin around to the right. Didn't you? Yeah, you did. And so I worked a little bit on getting him to travel to the left. Now he doesn't want to travel to the right or one of the other directions. So what we decided was it would be best for him to learn this in the round pen loose. And T and I were discussing, we both used to use the round pen quite a lot when we started horses. You put them in there routinely, you teach them inside outside turns, come to me, whatever it is you teach, and then you get on and do other things. The problem is though, is that it's actually really difficult to regulate the horse's emotional level when you don't have any attachment to the horse. If you don't have a head collar on it or you're not close to the horse, there's a lot of choices the horse can make on its own in the round pen. So we were working him, we decided actually with the certification program is something that we best leave for the more advanced stages of the program, simply because it's very easy to misread your horse, and it's very easy to put the horse under more pressure than you thought you might or you thought you were, and especially when you have a new horse. So this horse is new to T, she hasn't worked the horse before. And what did he do that showed you he was a bit too emotional? What were a couple of things he did that worried you?
Well, he was pushing past me in one direction. I was trying to block him, but he just pushed, galloped, and so I tried to. That was quickly escalating because he felt trapped there, and then he started looking out as if how to get out, and those are two signs of things you definitely don't want.
You definitely don't want.
You don't want that.
You don't want him trying to go over the top. And you don't want him running through you. And I always say, if the horse will run through you on the ground, they'll run through you under saddle. So it's one of those things I think as well that we just never want to practice. And so what was happening was, because when that happens, we're really aware of what we want the horse to do, and it might just be trot around the round pen to the left, which is all it was, actually, wasn't it? And the horse didn't want to travel left, he wanted to travel right. And it escalates so quickly that the horse suddenly then feels very chased. And it's another thing, we really never want the horse feeling chased by us, So what we needed to do was break it down more for him. And in the end, what did we end up doing?
Putting the head collar on and showing him what we wanted. You guided him and showed him what I was kind of directing him to do from afar. And that it was okay and safe. And he found great comfort in you being there and helping. He
really did, didn't he? So we put the head collar on. I didn't put a lead rope on in case he got away. I didn't want the lead rope chasing him. And I simply held him under the head collar. And I walked around to the left, and then T was in the middle with her lariat, and she gave that direction for him to do an inside turn, and I guided him around, and then T gave the direction for him to move off, which is just a simple sort of move, your shoulder off to the right, and he did that really well. But with me, always here, reassuring him that that was right. And we did 5 or 6 turns, I think, and then we put him up. And I think that'll be really helpful for him. Although we did decide he's not going to work loose in the round pen. So what we're doing instead, because he's had this issue with it.
And he's very sensitive.
He is very sensitive.
So just a quick correction, or if you're trying to go, oh, no, this, it's very easy for him to misinterpret that and panic a little bit. So.
And we always do wonder, why some horses are more sensitive to things like that. What is it in this horse's history? He's only 3, so there's not much has happened. But what is it that's that's perhaps triggered this. And he came from the university, and they do a bit of handling with them at the university. They wean them, they get a couple of weeks training at weaning, and then after that they get a bit of training from the people doing the training and behaviour course at the university. They don't get a huge amount, but one thing they do is they work them on a line in a round pen. And of course, when you've got a cohort of students, they're not all very experienced. We get quite a lot of really inexperienced students. And so he might not have had a great time there. Like, he might have been confused in that situation. He might have felt chased in that situation. And often these sorts of, particularly these conflict behaviours or flight behaviours, can be one repetition learned. You know, you only need to make a horse scared once, quite often, and it stays with them for a long time. And they're often situational as well. So you put that horse in another round pen and go, oh, I remember this, I get chased, this is quite scary, and off they go. So we're going to try and make it as different as we can for him. And so what we're going to do is we're going to put the bridle on. He's had a bridle on before, but he hasn't done much give to the bit or shoulder control work.
He's itching.
He's very itchy. And so we're going to do everything starting with the bridle. The beauty of the bridle work is that you're very close to them, and so he gets all that reassurance, and we have him working around us, and then gradually we can move further and further away from him, and he'll get more confident with us a bit further away, and eventually we'll work that up to short reining and then to long reining, and you know, he'll probably never have to go back to working at liberty in the round pen. So that's Ash, day one of Ash. Thanks, T.
Thank you.